Okay, let me just make something very goddamn clear right now. I don't give a shit about the blue hair on Trunks. I have never said anything that implies that I fucking care. I have acknowledged it as a thing. I think it's a weird aesthetic choice. That is all. I don't fucking care about the hair. I never did. I'm not going to. Stop putting your fucking stupid fan theories as to why his hair is blue, like in universe, in my comment section. I don't fucking care. Save that shit for people who have a problem with it or think it's an interesting talking point. If you comment on this again, if I see anyone trying to explain like their reasoning for Trunks' blue hair, I swear to God I'll ban you. I don't give a shit. Okay, now that little bit of business is out of the way, let's get on to the episode. Basically, Trunks fills everyone in on what's been going on in his timeline, then Black shows up, end of episode. Yeah, there's other things that go on, but they're pretty inconsequential and really not worth synopsizing. Sorry. Overall, I'd say this episode is okay. Let me just, clarify that right now. I don't think it's bad. I will say, though, it definitely comes off as kind of lazy, retarded fan fiction. Like, not like necessarily like the big, broader world concepts that they're doing in the story, but just like little things they kept doing in this episode was just like it just kind of went into like full fanfic mode. Like, especially I think it definitely starts where like, Black is just like, oh, the Ring of Time is reacting. It's like, really? The Ring of Time? He just has a Ring of Time? Like I figured his ring was going to be some sort of bullshit MacGuffin, but the mere fact that it is very specifically a time ring, like a ring that allows him to transcend time, is just fucking hilarious and silly to me. And it's just like, okay, that's super goddamn convenient. Super. Really hoping they give like a kind of a decent explanation for this, because really this feels like a total ass pull for story contrivance reasons. I mean, I'm not like upset or angry about it, or even like, this like, it was dumb. It was just really goddamn dumb. The next little fanfic-esque moment in it was when Trunks is like kind of detail like, oh yeah, like, Majin Buu didn't happen in my timeline. Like, yeah, I fought like the Dabra and Bobby, and I killed them with help of Kaioshin's training and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, I guess that did happen in his timeline. Really should have happened much sooner, considering when Bobby showed up originally in the main timeline, but whatever. Like, I thought it was an interesting little detail. It kind of explains why Trunks is more powerful, that, like, how he became an SS2, things like that. Perfectly cool. Like, it's one of those things that's kind of, like, borderlines on, like, something you would see in a fanfic, but, like, it's still, like, in-universe enough to be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm fine with that. I would say when the episode goes completely full tilt fanfiction, though, is when this complete harsh tonal shift, music change, everything, and then out of nowhere, Goku and Trunks are standing in front of each other in an open area, and he's like, Trunks, let's spar. I want to see how strong you've gotten. And then Bulma creates this little bubble thing around him. It's just like, don't worry, they can go all out in here. It's just like, wow. That's, like, that, this seems like the type of thing, like, a 13-year-old boy would write, like, it'd be, like, really cool if, like, Trunks came back, and, like, he was fighting, like, an evil Goku, and then, like, Goku wanted to, like, test his strength against Trunks now, and then, like, Bulma put up, like, a barrier so they couldn't hurt anything, but then they get to have, like, this really cool fight inside of it. It feels so fan-fiction-y. It just went full tilt in the fan-fiction mode. Just really uninspired. This went like full tilt into fan-fiction mode. And like I said, it's what I imagine like a 12 or 13-year-old boy would write an episode of Dragon Ball. Like, this is just how I imagine it would be framed. Now, some of these elements might come off as dumb and fan-fiction-y to me, but I don't really necessarily think they're bad or like even unenjoyable. In fact, like I said, I enjoyed this episode. It was entertaining. Like, the only couple of things that actually outright bothered me in the episode was, first off, Mai still isn't explaining his timeline. Like, they even had, like, the little scene of him seeing, like, Kid Mai, and he's like, oh, Mai, she's alive. And it's just like, okay, that's cool. You want to give us some context for Mai as a character in your timeline, considering this is completely new information to us? No? Okay, super. Do what you want. And then there was also the whole, like, Whis talking about time travel, and like how it's illegal and all this other bullshit and why it's a bad thing. It's like, Jesus Christ, we've had this conversation already. Like, we've already had it in, like, the Jocko manga, we've had it in Resurrection F, and now we're getting it again here. We get it. Time travel is illegal. We get it. It's a bad thing. Also, Whis is kind of a hypocrite because he kind of resets the damn, like, time universe thing whenever the fuck he feels like it. So, fuck you, Whis, you douchebag. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point the whole time travel thing is going to, like, come into effect and they're gonna, like, it's gonna be some big thing and it's gonna play a big role in this, but, like, Jesus Christ, we know this information. We don't need, like, 3 minutes of an episode just completely derailed just so Whis can reiterate all this stuff to us again. But really, that's like the only major complaints I have with this episode. Everything else, though, there's really great episodes sprinkled throughout this episode. Like when Trunks sees Bulma again, he just kind of like falls down to his knees and is like, starting to tear up because he's seeing his mother alive again. That was a genuinely like emotional moment that you don't see from Dragon Ball very often, especially from something that's supposed to be like a Toriyama written story. So that was really interesting. That was a really good scene. Especially, and then there's like a lot of great little comedic moments, like Trunks trying to figure out like kid Trunks trying to figure out like what the fuck's going on with this adult Trunks and the Pilaf gang and all their shenanigans. I love that shit. The whole Trunks mistaking Whis as a god as opposed to Beers. Once again, making that distinction that Whis isn't a god. He has god ki. He is not specifically a god, though. He is something different. And then, of course, that's followed by, like, the sausage scene, which I thought was fucking adorable and hilarious. So, yeah, I mean, this episode is full of, like, a lot of great little moments, and even, like, the big retarded fanficky moments. Really, it's just the time ring and the sparring thing. Like, whatever, it's dumb, but it's Dragon Ball dumb. This is, like, episode of Bardock dumb, and, like, I know a lot of people hate that special. I thought it was fun. Whatever. It's like, like, the Ring of Time is kind of like the same thing as Bardock getting blown backwards in time by a blast. Whatever. It is a, like, stupid bullshit thing that they did to get the story moving. Whatever. I'm not gonna, like, harp on it or even care that much about it. And it's not gonna stop me from enjoying the rest of this arc or, like, it didn't stop me from enjoying that Bardock special. It's certainly not gonna stop me from enjoying this arc. Though I'm pretty sure that no matter how many times I go, no, this episode was alright, I liked it, people are going to be really angry because I'm using terms like fanfiction and retarded, and not really understanding that just because I think something might be just, I don't know, stupid, doesn't mean I necessarily mean it's bad. These aren't, these aren't one-to-one terms here, but I'm sure dumb motherfuckers who have probably already stopped listening to my goddamn review have already commented, told me how much of a faggot I am, and I hate them all, and they can go fuck themselves. What shouldn't go fuck itself, though, was this episode of Dragon Ball Super. It was enjoyable. I liked it. Hopefully the next one's better, though, because this, like I said, it's okay. I want good. I don't just want a series of okay episodes. Hopefully the next episode kind of picks things up, creates a bit more intrigue, and, gets me a bit more invested like I was with the first two episodes. Until next time, guys, Zeon, out.